Hey guys, I wanted to continue what I was saying about affirmative words and how those can minister to your lives. For me, affirmative words are an extremely important part of my life. Uh, they 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 can put me in a good mood or put me in a bad mood, but it's important to know that words they may be able to make us feel a certain way, but we can't let those words determine who we are. Who we are needs to be true no matter what other people say about us or how other people are thinking. So, just real quick, one of the ways that I I get those affirmative words into my life are through music, and I really enjoy music. Music is extremely impactful for me, and it's a therapy that I've found. Um, so NF, his albums have they've shown to me they've shown a pattern of him being more depressed and having these thoughts of like sorrow and self-hatred at the beginning, and in the last album, um his album called Hope, I can see a whole lot more of him turning from that, and I'm really able to relate to his song Running because of that. And I've said it before on this channel that he's tired of him hating himself. He's tired of his pride, and he's done running from himself. And we need to make that distinction in our minds that we are done feeling this way, and we're tired of feeling tired of having to run from ourselves. So, with that being said, I can relate a lot to NF and his music, but I also really appreciate praise and worship music. I was just listening to praise and worship music a few minutes ago because it's it's just amazing how God can speak into your life when you allow Him to. And so words of affirmation are really tied to community, because it's not just you speaking those words of affirmation into your life. You've got to speak them into your life, but it's also that community that you build up around you. I was talking to my godfather last night, and he was able to speak more affirmative words into my life. I have a Bible study group that I reach out to for prayer in certain areas, and getting feedback from them about the different devotionals in the Bible study. It can be quite helpful, and it is quite helpful. So the affirmative words that are placed in our lives are so important because, like I said before, we can't change um what goes on in our lives. Like, we can't control what goes on in our lives, but we can change our attitude. We can control our attitude to how we respond to those different things that come into our lives. And that is also true of those affirmative words. Sometimes they're not affirmative, sometimes they're degrading, sometimes they're negative words or hateful words. And how are we gonna respond to those? Well, we have the same choice. Are we gonna respond to them with, you know, I don't believe that, and I'm not gonna pay attention to that? Or are we gonna say, some of that may be true, but I don't need that in my life? And we get to the point where we start speaking blessings over our lives instead of curses, because when we believe those negative words, those horribly impactful words, our lives start to change. And it's the exact same with affirmative words. When we speak those over our lives, when we believe those, our lives will start to change. None of that, though, is possible without the work of Jesus Christ. So I want to encourage you guys, speak speak affirmative words over your life. Speak life into your life. That is so important, because we're not meant to be, miserable walking around. I deal with my depression and my self-hatred, my sorrow, and I'm really trying to get away from those. I'm really trying to realize, what, I do have a lot going against me, but I also have a lot going for me. I'm blessed beyond measure, and we need to realize that we are blessed beyond measure. We need to believe that. So those affirmative words that you can speak into your life, just, you know, I I tell myself that I love myself just about daily. It's a good practice. If we don't feel like we do love ourselves or even like ourselves, just getting in the habit of reminding yourself that, hey, you know what? I do love myself. I'm working on getting out of this, and they're just small steps, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, as I say all the time. Just just slowly, one foot in front of the other. But you have to have Jesus in there, because if you don't have Jesus, it's going to be one foot behind the other. I was listening to this this speech by Denzel Washington, and he was saying that we need to not confuse movement with progress. And that's so true, because we can be making a whole lot of movement, but we need to be making that forward movement. Um, so just think about the forward movement, those words of affirmation, and how important they are. So just keep those in mind, and if you need to remind yourself that you are worth something, you are loved, then remind yourself of that, and surround yourself with people who also believe that.